Welcome to SmartCart YouTube channel. We analyze customers' feedbacks and share insights into what real buyers are saying, helping you make informed purchasing decisions. Today, we are taking a deep dive into something that claims to give you that deep-fried crunch with like 75% less fat.
Which is a huge claim, by the way.
Right. But hidden in the fine print is actually a cancer warning that has a lot of buyers doing a complete double take. We're looking at a real heavyweight today, the Ninja air fryer, specifically the 4-quart model AF101.
Could be a fun one to break down.
Yeah, totally. And just real quick, the product buy link is available in pinned comment and description. Also, just jumping in to say, if you like this kind of breakdown, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Always appreciate that. And, it's really great to be digging into this specific air fryer. The sheer volume of feedback here, we're talking almost 60,000 reviews. That means there's real science and real consumer behavior to unpack.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because looking at the raw specs, this thing feels less like a traditional fryer and more like a turbocharged countertop tornado.
A countertop tornado, I like that.
Well, it's pushing 1,550 watts of convection heat, and the temperature swings from 105 all the way up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Does that essentially make this just a mini oven?
In terms of the pure physics, yes, it is essentially just a mini convection oven. But what's fascinating here is the spatial design.
Oh, like the size of the basket.
Exactly. By shrinking the cooking chamber and drastically increasing the fan skate, it forces the hot air to circulate incredibly fast. That tornado effect you mentioned, that is actually the secret to that 75% less fat claim.
Wait, how so?
Well, instead of using a giant vat of boiling oil to, surround the French fry, this device uses a tornado of superheated air.
Okay, but how does air actually replace oil to get that crunch? Because I feel like hot air usually just dries things out, right?
Yeah, that's what you'd think. But the thermodynamics are really cool here. The rapid air circulation continuously wicks away moisture from the food's surface. And that mimics the rapid dehydration that happens when food is dropped in hot oil.
Oh, wow.
Right. And that's exactly why it has that 4-in-1 versatility. You can drop the fan speed and temp down to slowly dry out fruit, or you could just crank it up to blast heat for a fried crunch.
That makes a lot of sense. And practically speaking, the basket is ceramic coated and fits about 2 pounds of fries.
2 pounds, yeah. It's a lot of food.
It is, but we know it blasts heat like a tornado to get that crunch. And high heat usually means baked on stubborn grease. So does a 400-degree mini oven end up being a total nightmare to clean. What are the actual buyers saying about that?
Honestly, they're saying it isn't a nightmare at all. Looking at the data, there is just a staggering consensus. It holds a 4.7 out of 5-star rating across those 59,370 reviews.
That is insane. Almost 5 stars with that many ratings.
Yeah, and a massive driver of that score is the ease of use. Specifically, the basket and the crisper plate are completely dishwasher safe. People just love that the ceramic coating prevents food from, welding itself to the basket.
Okay, well, here's where it gets really interesting. With ratings that high, I always have to play devil's advocate. There has to be a catch, right?
There's always something, yeah.
Because I dug into the fine print, and there is a California Proposition 65 warning hidden in the specs regarding acrylamide.
Right, the Prop 65 warning.
Yeah, and that's a chemical linked to cancer and reproductive harm, which, sounds pretty intense, maybe even a deal breaker for a machine that just sits next to your coffee maker.
Well, this raises an important question about how we interpret consumer safety warnings. It sounds alarming, absolutely.
It really does.
But it's vital to have the complete, unbiased picture here. This isn't some toxic chemical leaking out of the machine's plastic or the ceramic coating. It's actually a standard disclosure for foods cooked at high temperatures.
Wait, so the food itself is creating the chemical?
Exactly. It completely comes down to food chemistry. Specifically, the Maillard reaction.
No, like when you sear a steak.
Exactly like that. When you expose starchy, plant-based foods like potatoes to high heat, a reaction occurs between the amino acids and sugars. The exact same chemical reaction that gives French fries that delicious golden brown crust is what naturally creates acrylamide.
Wow. So that happens no matter what you use.
Right. It happens whether you were using this air fryer, a regular traditional oven, or even a deep fryer.
So what does this all mean for the buyer? It's less about this specific appliance being dangerous and more about just understanding what happens to our food at 400 degrees.
Precisely. It's just giving you the full picture so you know exactly what's happening right there in your kitchen.
Okay, that definitely clears things up. It really leaves you with something to ponder, though.
How so?
Well, if a single device on your counter can quickly dehydrate homemade snacks and perfectly crisp up last night's leftovers using 75% less fat, how might owning one fundamentally shift the way you plan your weekly grocery shopping? Like, would you start buying more raw ingredients instead of prepackaged snacks?
Oh, absolutely. It could completely change the landscape of your entire pantry.
It really could. Well, you've been listening to SmartCart YouTube channel, where we help you make informed decisions. If you get any help from the video, then hit that red subscribe button showing below and press bell icon for future videos notifications. You can also visit this channel and watch other videos for more useful gadgets. One product review at a time. We'll catch you next time.